got tired of the other.
Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. Hello.
You guys are already live. Hello.
That's what it says on my screen.
Good. So
And we are live on YouTube.
perfect.
Hello, YouTube world.
Hello, everybody. Poor Paige has been sitting there waiting for us to go live just now. So thank you, Paula.
Your background is gorgeous. I like it.
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
That's your new background.
We were just talking about it. You can see all the pictures. One of my students had to look at all of them. I had to bring him closer to see them all, and yeah.
Very nice.
Very
nice.
Thank you. You know, my friend Evelyn made it for me.
Yeah, she must be really talented.
She is. So welcome, everybody. Look at that. And you got the paint off okay?
What?
Did you get the paint off?
I painted over it.
Okay. I couldn't really tell when you were showing it in the camera earlier. So.
Yeah, it just had some dark green paint that got on it, so I just repainted those areas.
Good. Well, welcome to my channel, everybody. My name is Kasie Oswald, and today we're collaborating on level 1, specifically China, and maybe if we get to Mongolia, but I'm not so sure. Just depends. We'll see how things go. So please introduce yourselves. Who you are, whatever you want to tell us, whatever you want on YouTube land. So Cindy is in my top corner. Cindy, will you go first?
Cindy Bennett on YouTube. And I also have a Facebook group for iPad users, and we just help people that either use an iPad for teaching or using it as a backup, just letting you know how to, have it ready in case you need it.
Yeah, it has great resources in that group. I love that group. Good. And let's see, Marianne's next.
Okay, I'm Marianne. So I have a YouTube group or channel, but I don't really use it. I have too many other things going on right now. But I've been with VIP Kid over 2 years. I've taught over 6,000 classes. So this is my full-time job. And yeah, I'm getting ready to take a week off because I am burnt out. Yes.
Wow.
Do it.
Yeah, I've been teaching over 100 classes a week since like January, I think. So anyway.
You deserve a break.
Yeah, I'm happy to come. Thanks for the invite, Kasie.
I am so glad you're here. I'm like, I know you might be taking a nap.
Yeah, I usually go to bed about 1.
Okay, and Paula, you're next.
Paula Gross, and it's Paula Gross on YouTube. And I'm also a brick and mortar teacher that's working from home right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Same here.
AKA Practically Paula.
Yes, Practically Paula. That's what it has on there. So
I love it. Yeah, so you can make sure you get the right one.
Yes. There's not too many Paula Grosses out there, but there are more than just me.
There was a few.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good. All right. And Amanda.
Hello, I'm Amanda Panda teacher. In VIP Kidland, I'm Amanda XYJ. Everyone always asks me if my students call me Amanda Panda in class, and no, they don't. I'm just teacher Amanda. I'm on Etsy, Amanda Panda teacher, Teachers Pay Teacher, Instagram. I have a blog, all over Amanda Panda teacher. So I'm very glad to be with you.
Good. Glad you're here. And I will post everyone's channels below when this is done. It takes a couple of hours for it to all catch up though. So, but everyone will have all your YouTube links and things. So, and Evelyn.
Hi, I'm Evelyn Joy on YouTube and on Facebook. And this is baby Caleb. He's taking over my channel. He told me so.
So cute.
Along with the other babies that take over your channel too.
Yes. And I've been with VIP Kid 2 years. And I have the group VIP Kid YouTubers.
Good.
Facilitating friendship.
2 years, Evelyn. 2 years, Marianne. Amanda, did you tell us?
I didn't say. So 2 years, a little more than 2. I'm almost about to sign my 5th. No, I'm in my 5th, about to sign the next one. So yeah, exciting. 3,000 something classes.
Good. Paula? How many did you tell us?
About 1.5. Nearly, yeah.
You got me beat. And Cindy?
Almost 2. Next month it'll be 2 years.
Oh,
Yep.
great. That's awesome. So we've got some veteran teachers here for you today to talk
It doesn't
all
seem like
things.
2 years though. It seems
What's
like
that?
it does not seem like 2 years has gone by.
You know, even when I first started looking at people that had been teaching like 6 months, I was like, wow. I just hit 8 months. So, and we have Teacher Mindy in the chat. I know she is just behind me for coming into VIP Kid, and she'll be on the channel on Thursday. Stephanie, hey Stephanie, welcome. She said hi and hi to everybody. And Laura H, hello Laura. Paula, let me know if you found us. Oh good, Cindy can help run the chat.
I
just love the people that follow us, like the same names I see, you know. I just think that's so awesome. Thank you everyone in the chat box.
Love it.
Yes.
Stephanie is a brick and mortar teacher, 3rd grade math and science.
Oh, so Stephanie, are you having to do packets or are you online teaching?
Oh, she's in Florida like me, and she's been 35 days for VIP Kid.
Oh, wow.
Have you taught your first class, Stephanie? So, okay, I'll check the chat in just a minute. Yeah, thanks again for coming. I want to jump right into level 1 because I know Evelyn's had a super busy day, and thanks for rushing back and coming to help.
No problem.
So I'm like, someone needs to sing some level 1 songs because that's not my thing. I figured Marianne, I could ask you too.
Sure.
Okay, so I wrote down, you know how I'm always like trying to do my little bit of research before you guys get here. I wrote down, do you know what ages level 1, what the ages VIP Kid says is for level 1?
It used to be, it was like 3.10 years to, I don't know, it used to be 5, and I don't know if they extended it to 6, but that was initially.
Did you look it up before you came on here today?
No.
You are exactly right.
No, I didn't. I knew that because I teach a lot of level 1s, and I was getting a lot of 3-year-olds. In fact, I just graduated about 5 level 1 students into level 2 in the past month. And I've had some of them from the get-go. And I'm like, some of these kids are like awfully young. They're sitting in high chairs and, you know. So that's when I looked it up. I looked it up last year.
That's awesome. So yes, 3 years, 10 months to 5 years, 12 months. So 6 years old.
I have a question.
I was just going to ask a question too. Go for it. I wonder if it's the same.
I was going to ask a question to Marianne because I've done a few trials recently of really young kids. Do you find that at like 3-something they do know English, or did you feel like they didn't know English? Okay,
so my experience is it varies. It depends, I think, on how much the parents have worked with them. I have a student, he's not a regular, but I've taught him many times, sits in a high chair, smart as can be. And then I have another student, she's getting ready, she's in the last unit, getting ready to graduate in about another week. And she is the same as when I first taught her. She has not grown. She knows some words, but it's still baby talk. And I think the issue is nobody sits with her. Her parents put her independently, and I thought maybe they were supposed to have a parent. I don't know if that's the rule, but I know it's definitely strongly suggested. And I think that inhibits their growth and learning. And they stuff her with food. She's always eating throughout the class to keep her occupied. Yeah. So it varies, Cindy. You know, I mean, I have some 5-year-olds that are better speakers than 9-year-olds.
Yeah, because I've had some trials of like 4 years old, and I am amazed at how well they can speak.
I reached out to Lucy. I had a 2-year-old once, and I didn't think they were serious that he was 2, and he was. Lucy and I had a whatchamacallit, mentor. When I was new, I got to meet with a mentor, and so she did my one-on-one, and I sent her that video because I had to send her one. 2 years old, trial lesson. Wow. So where are they gonna put him? He did pretty well. I mean, for 2 years old, and speaking wise, he was there and could do it, but I don't know about his attention. I mean, he's 2, you know. I don't know how many 2-year-olds can sit for 25 minutes. And
Yeah, that's
so my question to Mary Ann was, so you're graduating all these kiddos, and I have a couple, my first ones that'll start graduating. How do they handle it? Because it's not like super fun in level 2. I guess you got to make it that way. What do you think? Are they shocked at first?
Do you mean the transition when they start level 2?
Yes.
Yes, it is different for them. One of the first things they learn is this is a letter, this is a number.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're, as soon as they see the alphabet, they're like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, because that's what they do in level 1 every class. And you're like, no, wait, hold on. And so it is different. I mean, you don't really see their expressions because who knows? I have gotten parent feedback, and I try to, when I leave feedback, especially when they're going to a different level, I try to let them know this is what's going to happen in level 2. Like maybe the first class, I'll give them the vocabulary words and the verbs, and so they can kind of prepare. I know they have that information, and hopefully they'll prepare. And one of my regulars, the mom was like, oh my gosh, it's so different. And I'm like, kind of. But if you look at the first lesson, it's like they're learning the words, I am happy. I mean, they make that sentence. And they say that every time. How are you? I am happy. Yeah. So they've seen the words or said them, but maybe not seen them individually.
Right.
Does that make sense? So they get confused in that respect. But I like level 2. I like that it's so structured. You know, if you think about it, there's a verb, or sometimes there's a vocabulary word, sometimes a verb, high frequency word, and it follows a more structured pattern. And but most of them adapt well. I think I haven't had any.
I think it helps too that in those first few lessons you have that little dino assist at the bottom.
Yes.
And so you can push that little dino assist, and so Dino, who nearly all of them are going to listen to, shows them what to do and how to do it. And so, and then they eventually transition out of that too, but that kind of helps with that first transition area. And in feedback, when I first, because I'm like Mary Ann, and I just have graduated about 5 to 6 into level 2. And in those first few feedbacks where we're doing letters and numbers, I'll talk about to the parent that it's very important that their child recognizes the difference between a letter and a number, because your child will eventually be putting those letters together to build words, and then those words together to build sentences. And I've had parents, send me back saying, well, we wondered why they needed to know, all of that.
Yeah.
And so I think once you explain to them why you're doing the letters and the numbers and stuff, it makes a difference to them. So
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I send the same thing home for kindergarten. We need these letters,
And that's exactly how I feel like as a reading recovery teacher. That's where I feel like level 2 is at, because that's what I teach daily in my brick and mortar class. And so I feel like that is just right where it is. And so I try to explain in easier terms to those parents kind of what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Right. And that's
Kasie,
before they get to 2. Oh, sorry, Mary Ann.
Oh, that's okay. I was just going to say, I think maybe the biggest stumbling block for the students level 2 is the letter sounds. And how do you explain that in a foreign language, except just by practicing, and you show them, they model it, they try it. Yeah. And that's probably one of the bigger stumbling blocks, even though they learned it they learned that skill in level 1, but probably didn't make the association between it. So anyway.
Anybody else have anything to add on that, transitioning to level 2 before we move on? No? Yeah.
I would just say in level 2, unit 1, the very first unit. I know we're talking about level 1 in this, but I want to say that what I do is change up the reward so that the high frequency words that I'm showing them, I'm making that the reward. So for example, if it's spring, I'll have a flower and that flower has petals and it will have the high frequency words because they're really realizing that in level 2, the first few units and lessons, they're getting reading going.
Yeah.
To get them to understand, I got to review and practice these. So as many times in class as I can roll those high frequency words, I do it. If it's winter, I got a snowman whose body is a and the and or whatever word we're doing. So it's really just a good skill to know that they're different from level 1 into level 2 because really it's all about that reading and building those reading skills.
Great. Evelyn?
I was just gonna say, Amanda Panda, every time that you get interviewed or I watch you on video, I'm taking notes and I'm learning new things. I'm like, I need to do that. Let me write that. I'm always learning from her. She has such wonderful ideas. I was just gonna say that it's so bizarre at first when you transition a child from level 1 to level 2. I think level 1 in itself is awesome and level 2 in itself is awesome, but just that awkward transition because they're so very different, if that makes sense. And it almost seems like they're dipping down a level for just a moment because level 2 goes from low and it gets advanced quick, but level 1 it's kind of like gets advanced slowly and then it goes down for level 2 and then up. If that makes any sense. Like,
yeah, I have seen that in the Facebook.
The vocabulary and what they learn and everything. So
I have seen that in the Facebook groups, and some said that it's good for ones that haven't come into VIP Kid until level 2 because they need some of that foundation. But level 1s that go into level 2 do kind of take a step back first and then move on. So yeah, like, definitely.
I have a kiddo that's really super smart, and he's been a little bit bored in some of these first level 2 classes because he like level 1 classes were fun for him, and then level 2's been a little bit boring. But I feel like when we get to those a little bit harder classes, he's going to be back with it and be less bored. You know what I mean? I just extend with him, and I get out my different props and I just add vocabulary in because he's real smart. So, yeah.
Oh, Paige is posting. Thank you, Paige. Amy, I want to tell you, you were not late because I had to restart my computer and it takes forever. I think it's almost time for a new one. I've had this for years, so I'm not ready for a new one yet. Let's see. Amy said, I had a Chinese French speaking 3-year-old trial. He cried, but then I spoke French and got him to engage. Wow, that's pretty neat. Oh, I think you guys have seen that one. Laura H said, I had 2 that transitioned well, but I have 1 transitioning next week. He just turned 4 and does not speak a lot. He does not. He does work very hard. She appreciates level 2. Okay. Hey, Kelly. Aw, she said, nice to see some new faces. And teacher Paula has the prettiest background.
Oh, thank you, Candy.
Okay, well, welcome if you're just joining us. We do have a great group here for you, and we're actually into level 1, but we haven't gotten so far because we've been talking a lot about transitions, which I think was very important. So thank you for that. Okay, so there are 12 countries to level 1. You guys think we can name them all? I'm already cheating because I looked. So, Amanda Panda's got a cheat sheet.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, Amanda, you want to tell us them?
I can. China, Mongolia, New Zealand, Jamaica, India, Kenya, Egypt, Italy, France, USA, Mexico, Peru.
Good. That sounded like, do you guys know the continent song? Oh, yeah.
I know the United States song.
Yeah, a continent song and the United States, the 50 nifty. Yeah, look, we all pull out our props. Are they the same, Cindy?
Did Morgan make these? I think Morgan made these.
No, these I bought from Teacher Lisa's Time Savers. So I've got all of the...
I printed these out off of the level 1 group.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I have those same ones. Cindy?
I love these because I don't teach level 1 all the time. So it has the kid on it. It has all the places on it, the flag. So you don't really need one of everything. Works for me.
Cindy, what's the kid's name? Do you know?
Well, China's Lee. I know that. I know most of them. Oh, so cute.
Cute.
All held up our leaves.
Oh man, my
Bag
Lee
in
is
my
still up.
drawer.
My
I
Lee is in
have
my
that.
backpack.
Aw.
Because we need a Lee to say hi to Lee.
Say
Yeah.
hi to
Hi,
Lee.
Lee.
Hi, Lee.
Hi, Lee.
He's the only character that we say his name so often. Besides
So
Mike.
I don't know where I got these, but it came with a poster.
Oh, fun.
I think this is in the library. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Oh, cute.
But okay. So do you guys want to do the song?
Yes.
Do we? I don't know if I can actually play the song on here. I think you guys need to just.
I can sing it a cappella.
Hi,
Hi,
China.
China. Say
Say
hi.
hi
Hi
to
to
Lee.
Lee. Hi, Lee.
Lee.
Move up and
and down.
Up, down.
Down.
Do
Do
Tai
Tai
Chi.
Chi. Tai Chi.
I think
Easy.
we had most of the same TPR.
I was looking to see how you guys do Tai Chi because I just go Tai Chi, whatever that.
Tai Chi.
I know. I usually go like this, and I'm like, that's karate, but
You know.
Tai Chi.
So,
I was gonna say Amanda
What do you
made like
get,
I only saw.
Tai
just-
Chi.
yeah.
And my dance moves for Egypt are the same too, so it's easy. Like this is Egypt. Walk in Egypt.
I don't know.
Oh, I always go like this.
Makes
Yeah,
it
me
easier.
too.
Because it's
That's
all in
so
this little
funny.
box, so you have to make your hands fit in that
Yeah,
space.
that's true.
So,
True. Oh yes.
Yeah, you win. You win.
so I
I
don't-
investment.
I use my hand on this side, so I wave alternate. So say hi to China, and this hand, hi China. Say hi to Lee, hi Lee. So I alternate hands when I do that first part,
Oh.
and then move up and down, move up and down, up down, and then do Tai Chi. Tai. That's why.
And how many
Um,
times do you think you've done that song?
Ooh. It's
And
gonna be stuck in
none
my
of my
head.
family can sing it.
Yeah.
122. Yeah, my little kids know the song. We drive in the car and we're singing all the VIP Kids songs.
Oh.
That's funny.
Amanda, that's
all the
funny.
songs.
I am in my utility room is where my little office is. And then it's my kitchen and then my living room. So my family is usually either in the kitchen or the living room because it's all one big room. Y'all, I can hear my husband sometimes in there humming the songs. He knows them so well.
Wow. He's dedicated.
I saw on Facebook that someone said that their kids and their husband joke with them because she gives a tooth reward. So like they'll tell her, like in their family, they'll joke and they'll be like, "You took out the trash, you get a tooth." Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I could totally see that.
Our reward. Your monkey is a banana. Good job. You took out the trash.
And the
Okay.
kids love it too. It's
Yes.
like,
When I first started teaching kindergarten, I was talking to my husband like that. I would come home like, "How was your day?" He's like, "Oh, you need some adult interaction."
My
That's
husband
good.
says, "I'm not your child." I'm like, "Oh, sorry, my bad."
Welcome, Karen McKenzie. She loves level 1. And Laura H. Kasie, are you going to talk about the new level 1 too? We are planning on it, but we weren't planning on it for today. Sorry.
I haven't. Have I done it?
We have, yeah, we
I
were
don't think
kind of
I've
trying to
done
get a
the new
little
level
bit
1
more of a
yet.
handle on it before we talk, but it is in the near future. So let's see. Question: is it possible to teach level 1 as a prop minimalist? I will let you guys start with that because look at okay, the prop queens are like, "Ah!" And then Cindy's like, "Sure, why not?"
I mean, I know you probably could, but I do not think it would be fun for the child.
Mhm.
You got a
And-
whiteboard.
Tiny
And even
kids. when they're tiny, they need something to look at to keep their attention. So like Lee, if Lee does crazy things like, look, there's Lee. The kids' eyes are coming back. I'm a little tiny square, like 4 inches by 4 on their screen. It's not interesting to them if I don't have something cool to show them.
But
So
you
I
could be
think
a minimalist. It doesn't mean a non-prop person.
Yeah.
It just
No.
Right. I was just gonna say how minimalist,
Yeah.
because this is Candy asking, and I know she does have some things. So, do you think you could get away
like
with,
like
you
the
know,
girl that did the girl that did the apple. She did the apple 50 ways. Like I have these pandas. They do a lot. They eat.
Yeah.
They, you know, dance. They can do anything. So that doesn't. I don't mean no props at all.
yeah. I mean,
Hi Lee.
I have these cards that I use for during the vocabulary. Are they upside down? Probably. So turn up, all the vocabulary
nice.
on a card. But for things like turn, I take this and I turn. So, but I'm not a prop minimalist. But I think you could if you had enough. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
this. I do like this. Like I would consider minimal. Have this. Have a reward.
Mhm.
Have your whiteboard. Like I wouldn't say don't use anything because
I
then
think the
Right.
characters are pretty important to have because we're
Yeah.
talking with them to get them to understand that like we're saying hi to Lee. Hi Lee, like it's really appropriate to have something like this. So like
And if
here's
you-
my cautionary tale. This was my first Mike's dad
Yeah.
or Lee's dad.
Lee's dad.
This is mine now, and this prop was how I started. So I didn't have a color printer when I first began with VIP Kid, and I had no ink and no one to print with, and so I did these colored prints. But what happened is my first 4 apple feedback was from a parent who was level 1, unit 1, class number 1, and she
Oh.
wrote to me, the teacher's teaching is good. It is to hope that more props can attract children.
Oh
The
wow.
teacher is
Okay.
suitable for older children, but the teaching is
Ah.
good. I am a good teacher, but this just wasn't engaging to her little tiny 4-year-old.
Agreed,
So
yeah.
again, like
Understand.
there's a fine line to walk. Like
Yeah.
I have very few 4 apple. I have 3. This one and 2 for voice class because the kids would not sing. So like I'm a really good, powerful classroom teacher. Like I'm a powerful classroom online teacher, but this is what got me 4 apples. So
Wow.
just know that like parents are looking for that in level 1, especially. They are looking for props. They are looking for things to engage their kid. You cannot be a whiteboard only teacher and come to level 1. I'm sorry. So my personal opinion and what happened to me. So
It makes sense though.
For Apple for too many props. So I get there is
Oh really?
You got a 4 apple for too many props?
Yeah, I suspect that it was my reward because my reward was like teaching them a different animal name, like each animal, and maybe they said that I had too many props and it was distracting. But you know, different parents are looking for different things too. But
Yes.
So you can tell these are from when I first started and didn't know the characters. Dad, China.
Yeah.
that's
say-
what it said.
I
Cindy?
wanted to say too that I've seen a lot of people, if you don't have, say, especially right now, maybe people are starting, they might not have a printer, they might not have colored ink. But I've seen a lot of really great homemade ones. Like you could draw your own and they, you know, and if you can't draw, maybe you have a kid that draws or husband that draws, you know, I've seen a lot of really, and then just color them nice colors and stuff. But you know, that's an option. I have a friend that's in Ecuador and she can't go to the dollar store. She has a few props, but you know, she showed me her homemade ones and I'm like, those are adorable, you know? So
Thank you, Danny and Mindy. They're both watching from their cars, listening.
And I want to just say something that Amy Lou said on there about that she didn't necessarily agree that you have to have so many props and everything. And I think that that can be true because she says she is the prop. I guess, you know, I think that I'm not a minimalist at all, as you can tell. Okay.
Yeah.
I
can
have
go-
it all, but I think with what you have, if you use it correctly and to best benefit what you have and you, then you're going to be a good teacher with that. Because just like teaching
Yeah.
turn, I turn my body. So I'm not using
do
a
too.
prop other than me to show turn.
Use
So
dino too.
yeah, and so I think you don't have to always have a prop, and you don't always have to have a prop for everything.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
I like that.
So Paula, are you hooked in? Because I almost choked myself this morning turning.
I'm cordless.
She's got it all. She's even got the cordless headset.
I'm cordless.
You
Yes,
too.
Me
I just
too.
haven't
Me
put it
too.
up yet.
I love cordless.
yes. And I
Yes.
had my son, who's a big gamer, help me pick out the best one that won't die because he goes long-term games and stuff. So
Mhm. I haven't used them yet, but I've got them.
I
Oh,
love
nice,
mine.
Kasie.
Love mine.
yeah.
Yeah.
They sound
Big
really
difference.
good.
And the sound quality is so much better. I
Yes.
can hear the kid, and some kids are very slight. I'm listening really for the letter sound at the end of words. It's hard to
Mhm.
hear if you don't have a really awesome device.
Yes.
So just to tell you, I do ship and send these from my Etsy shop. I don't make a profit on these. I sell them at cost. So I print sheets with characters because this was me when I first started. So I send them from Etsy, Amanda Panda Teacher. You can order the set of characters. It comes with all of them, and they're color and they're beautiful. So if you don't have that resource, please like order from me Etsy. I ship and send all over America, Guam, and Canada.
And she sent
Wow.
a really sweet letter, like she's your best friend.
Aw.
It was worth the order.
You need to, yeah, you need to keep that up. I loved having my little notes. I know Evelyn is next. I just wanted to say one thing on what did Amanda just mention? Oh, so yeah, if you do have a color printer, you can go to the certification center and print out some props. But if you don't, I think Amanda Panda is a great resource.
And the
Watch
Facebook
my
group,
video if you need to see.
VIP Kid Props and Rewards on Facebook.
Yeah,
There,
Mhm.
awesome.
there is a free printable. Also, there's level 1 preps
one.
and tips. They also have, I put all my stuff I make, I put in their items and selections for free. So I know that like these are VIP Kids characters, but a lot of people can't print. So if you can't, I don't make any money. I ship them for $5. So
You're
I'll
so
send you
nice.
sheets of
Thank
them.
you.
So
Yeah.
We love you.
Great.
You
Okay,
got my
Evelyn.
vote.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who can't really print things. So when I was sitting in a trial student no-show and the salad trial had just come out, I didn't have props for it. So it was a trial student no-show, so I had time. I had some cardstock and some markers and crayons, and I just like looked up on Google on my phone Bob the tomato from VeggieTales.
Yeah.
Like lettuce, salad dressing, and a tomato because I already had a carrot. And then I laminated it with my laminating machine and cut it out just while I was sitting in a student no-show. And then I got my hot glue gun ready and my magnets, and I
Nice.
just made those. So that's
And I don't know where Evelyn got this, but she sent it to me in my package. And let me tell you, I've already used it because they don't know that it's just half of hamburger when you do it like this.
Uh-huh.
And they can still.
It looks so delicious.
I watched her video on that.
And I can go. And they think I'm eating it. And isn't it just great? And you know what? I did that and I lost it. I think it's on the floor with one of those Totino pizza boxes. You know, those pizzas are like 99 cents or something. So I cut the pizza out of it and it looks like a real pizza. I mean,
love it, Evelyn.
Great. Oh, pancakes.
Anytime that you have frozen foods, that was from an Aldi box of meat patties. It had like 3 different pictures of a hamburger on it. I cut all of them out. So
and I had been using this,
prop.
but this looks so much more real.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And it's already printed on cardboard. You don't have to like laminate it or anything.
Yeah. So I've already been using it.
This came off of a box of pancakes. So I'm all about free, especially not having to use printer ink. But order from Amanda Panda, cut out of free options, all of the above.
There's
feel a little
person
guilty
here
saying-
visiting from Japan on the chat box.
What's that? Oh,
An ESL teacher.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Let me talk
Japan.
Japanese to you.
456 Japan.
Oh,
Wow.
I love it.
Wow.
I was in Japan for 7 years. So
Awesome.
welcome to my channel. Super excited
Yes,
to have
hello, hello.
It's crazy that our whole world is staying home,
I
and so we're
know.
all in our homes together.
And we have some new names in here that I've never seen. I'm excited to have you all here. There was a great question I wanted to ask. Oh, Candy. Candy has such amazing questions. She said, do you feel parents are more likely to leave bad reviews for level 1? I do. But what do you guys think?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. Knock on wood. Oh, I haven't had one yet. Amy
It's a-
Lou too. Amy
It's
Lou,
a
we
little
need to knock on
risky.
wood.
It's a little risky because they're new parents into VIP
Mhm.
Kid, they're not sure what to expect. So maybe from their trial, like they had rock and roll trial teacher that just like banged it out of the park, and they have fun and they've got all the props, and all they do is teach trials. So
Mhm.
like if you're a newer teacher or just learning kind of the game of how to get VIP Kid going, like you're developing your classroom skills, and
Mhm.
you come to level 1 and the parent is first class, first unit, first lesson, like it's a challenge. So I think that you've got to have your game for any class you teach. You want to be the most skilled teacher doing your very best job. But
Mhm.
for me, my 4 apples, the first one I got was level 1, unit 1, class number 1, a brand new parent. And
Yeah.
so I think like you can get over 5 apples, like, or 4 apples, and get back to being a 5 apple teacher. It took me a few months and
Mhm.
I was back, but it is risky, like, for those. So in my feedback, when I write to parents in level 1, I think about the context of the person, and if it's a brand new parent, I won't necessarily say to them, please rate the class. Tell me what you thought of the class, because that is a risky kind of risk that you're taking
Yes.
to get
Mhm.
a negative. And then for voice class, unless it was the best Food Ninja class ever, I do not ask the parent in feedback to give me 5 apples on voice class anymore, because I have 2 4 apples from voice classes, and
Right.
not because I'm not a good voice class teacher or not an effective online teacher. It just is the parents' opinion. They were giving a 4 apple review for their kid's experience, who does
Mhm.
not like to sing. And so no matter how good of a beautiful singer I am, it wouldn't have made a difference. So I think for certain classes I will ask for feedback and
Mhm.
ask for the parent to give me apple feedback or tell me how the class was.
Yeah.
But some are more risky, and level 1s are pretty risky.
Now, don't you think though, some of the trials lend themselves to be rockin' trials? Like you give me the jungle trial, and you sing 5 times in that jungle trial, and you get them moving, and it's animals, it's fun. I see, Evelyn. So
I was gonna say I never thought about that correlation as far as what level, but I definitely noticed. I definitely noticed it being like brand new parents, that it's their first few classes, that they tend to have this idea of what VIP Kids should be that maybe isn't what we live up to. But in my this is difficult to talk about because I'm not 100% 5 apple teacher, and I think I don't deserve to be 100% 5 apple because I'm imperfect. But I've received 8 unsatisfactory and 22 4 apples. One of those, like half of them was like one parent. But so I've received and like 4 of them were invalidated out of the 8. But so I have received 7 from level 1 and 1 from level 3. So
Okay, see, I have it's funny, I have the opposite issue. So I teach, when I was hired, you started off as a lower level teacher or higher level. And I was geared toward lower level, which I already kind of knew because, I worked in kindergarten classes and whatever. So that was my jam, right?
Yeah.
So I just recently got certified for level 5. And I've had level 1, 2, and 3. That's it for over a year and a half, plus a couple of supplementals. So I just got certified for 4, 5, and then 6 whenever I take the test. I got a 4 apple, and I got one last year. So it's been a while, but it was from my level 5 class. And because the level was too hard for him, and other teachers said the same thing. This is too difficult. He couldn't, he had trouble even with the basic sight words, and I was like, oh, and it was really hard. And some of the time I had to read for him because we were going to run out of time. Yep. And my concern was that we weren't going to finish the slides. And the mom put me as a patience issue. And I get it. I mean,
yeah.
But I wanted to make sure we got through the slides, and I cut the discussion questions down just to make it to 25 minutes. But
Right.
level 1, I don't know. I don't know. I have a kind of a goofy personality. So it's like, I can be like super tired, but when that camera starts, I'm just like, and I don't know. But it's just everybody's different. So I don't know. I'm just finding the opposite. Actually, I just started a new student, level 1, started in China, and and the mom gave me every class, she's given me a nice feedback and 5 apples. And, but yeah, you just never know what the parents' expectations are.
Yeah.
So,
and
anyway.
Paula, thank you for answering your headset. And also, I think Amanda Panda's is Corsair, right? You told me?
Yes.
Cosair, I think.
I have the box.
Oh, yay.
You guys know I have a hard time paying attention, but I listen when you guys are talking to me.
So Corsair Void,
I was gonna say, I
Elite
have
Wireless.
Tribit. Teacher Michael did a video on his, and that's why I got this one, because he suggested that.
What's yours, Marianne?
Tribit.
What is it?
Tribit. TRIBIT.
Is yours is wireless too?
Yes, and there is a wire if you forget to charge it.
Okay.
You do have that
Yeah,
option,
and mine
which is
can.
nice.
You can
Is it
also have it
Bluetooth?
if you needed to.
Is it Bluetooth? Are
It
those
is Bluetooth. And I like Amanda said, it's awesome because sometimes you can't hear the end sounds. And with this, it's awesome. It really is amazing. And these were only like $50. I mean, it wasn't, it didn't break the bank or whatever. So,
Well,
yeah.
and I
Well,
will
it's funny-
admit these were 90, but they also have great, oh, you can see all my makeup on there. Very comfortable.
We can't.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
Yeah,
comfortable.
my son, I was talking about headsets and he goes,
Yes.
Mom, we have some of those. Because they have like 3 sets of gaming headsets.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, because my ears do not, how deep it is in there, my ears do not get crushed at all.
Oh,
You know how some earphones kind of crush your ears in?
Yeah.
Because of how deep that is, that it doesn't. So
Yes.
I have
so
little
I don't
ears.
get, yeah, and I don't get that squished feel like some earphones give you.
And
I
I
wear-
like it too.
I wear
because-
glasses too, so no problem.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Yes.
So if you're a glasses wearer, these are really awesome.
yes.
I like it.
Teacher Kelly said, "Thank you, Evelyn, for your honesty." Amy Lou said, "Yes, love the realness, and it can happen to anyone for any reason."
It's true.
Casey, hey Casey, Casey's here. What's that?
I actually got a 4 apple. Like my first 4 apple, I just was so sad. I was like, just like, it ruined my entire day. My husband's like, seriously, get a life, would you? You're not perfect. So, but then the worst part was I ended up teaching the same kid the next week and I got another 4 apple.
Oh,
But what I did, this is what I did. The first time I thought about it and I crafted a really good response. And I just said, thank you for letting me teach your child. And I said, I really strive to be a 5 apple teacher. And I said something like, I hope that you can respond and let me know. Cause she didn't like put any comment. I said, please respond and let me know what I did so that somehow a reason why you didn't give me 5 apples. And then when she gave me the second one, I just copied and pasted. I said, I'm not even going to try to think about it again. I'm just like, just please do not book me again. And I just copied and pasted the same response. And she never came back to me with any kind of words. So I'm like, that's not really fair if they give. But some people say, you know, people think 4 apples is fine. You know, they don't realize that it's actually affecting our score. So, but I never heard from them again. So that's fine.
Candy said, Marianne, when I first started, I only taught higher levels. Tip, when you go through the slides, write down what slides to skip. And then you type it in at the bottom rather than clicking over it as a tip.
Good idea. Thank you.
Another tip for the level 5, if you have a student that is like slow to reading, you can either like popcorn read, like you read a paragraph, I read a paragraph. And the other tip I got from Melissa Costello was, don't worry about doing like all 5 questions on a slide, just do 2.
Right.
She always says, don't pass by a slide without doing something, but do like 2 of the questions and then just keep moving.
Yeah.
And
So
that
thank
helps. Yeah, those
Candy-
tips really help me.
Candy said, Cindy, someone once said you are not a real VIP kid teacher until you get a less than 5 apple review. Hugs.
Wow, I know
Oh.
some people that are good teachers that just are super lucky and haven't gotten a bad. They're real teachers. They just aren't.
It happens to everyone. She said, even teacher Michael got a 1 apple. Nancy Taylor showed her apple score, and it was not 5 apples either.
Wow.
So
I got a 3 apple, but it was invalidated because that person put a comment. She said that I didn't have a reward. And I went through the whole thing. I had a reward.
yeah.
So I just wrote right in. I said, she said I didn't have a reward and I had a reward, and they invalidated it. It was a perfectly fine class.
So I will say in the chat, they're saying thank you for us talking about apples. I will say, I'm thinking next Monday, I was thinking level 1, but I think we're going to do real chat. I think we're going to talk about some of these tough topics. So
that we're doing today instead of level 1.
we're switching to level 1 right now, bringing it back.
Well, for example, being a YouTuber, having a YouTube channel, those thumbs down or mean comments can hurt. But knowing that someone as awesome as Nancy Taylor has haters helps you feel that, like, oh, well, if people hate her, then like they'll hate on anyone. So if she can get thumbs down, and then if I get 1, it's not that big of a deal. So it's the same thing. I talk about my low apples on my channel so that people have even told me I got my first low apple, and then I thought of your video and it helped me brush it off more and not let it ruin my day because, well, Evelyn got a low apple too, and she was okay with it. So
it's like my first thumbs down. I was messaging you guys. Everyone's like, yay, people are watching outside of your family. That's good.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's really kind of, you're like, wonder who in the world is commenting when you hear the last video I made. I got a comment that said, great video, guy.
Dude.
Dude.
Yeah. Those are all the the robots. They try to build a channel. And
you're awesome.
Okay, so let's get back to China. Okay, we're there.
Hi, Lee.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so favorite part of China? I like the song.
I like this song.
What do you guys think? Somebody start with China.
So there's the panda, right?
Aw.
Yes,
panda.
and I love the panda.
Oh, I do have a panda. I was thinking I don't have one, but I do.
Oh, look at
I
all of
have,
our
like-
different pandas.
Oh,
Your pandas at the same time.
wow. Oh my goodness, Paula.
Paula.
That's why I love this one, because it works with those shy new kids, because you're like, oh, who is it? And
Oh.
Oh,
it's shy like they are. So
that's cute.
Hey,
thank
where's he
you.
from?
He's from
Aw.
Amazon.
Cute.
Casey's gonna get one.
Okay, I do need to say something
Video
about
from
this.
Kasie, she'll have one.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I feel
Ordering it
guilty
now.
saying this. I feel guilty saying this,
By
but
the end of the video.
when Evelyn brought up making things, okay, I've always looked, now I have more time, but I've always had 3 jobs at a time or something. So for me to spend money to save my time has always been something I've done. So I do tend to buy things versus making things. So I do feel guilty saying that a little bit, but that is kind of my,
I
I'm
don't
not
buy
crafty.
stuff.
And I'll save my
is
time.
money, so no guilt needed.
But yeah, that panda's super cute. Is that my tree?
Oh.
Yes. I just traced it
I
out.
found it.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, good job, Marianne.
and
Look at
searched
you. You get a star.
Evelyn, what were you gonna say?
I just drew it out while we were
Who's that for?
starting to paint it.
Who's that for?
Me.
Well,
Oh, nice.
Casey won a painting from Danny's channel. And so she asked for something with 5 apples on it as like a subliminal message from like how I have apples in the background here. As
Telling my secrets.
give me all of the apples.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find something to tie my hair back because it is so hot in here. Okay, we got to really get back into China.
Right.
Help me out, friends.
So I have this little, I use it for bamboo when they talk about eating. It's actually a piece of asparagus.
Asparagus. I never thought of that.
But you can't see it. So it's like need
Yes.
And actually I got a feedback from a parent and they gave me 5 apples and they mentioned they loved they thought it was rich. It was a rich prop or whatever word they used.
Oh, funny.
And because I'm like asparagus, I have, my kids are older, so I have all their toys. You know, I saved most of them. So I fortunately didn't have to buy a whole lot at the beginning. And of course, fruit and vegetables, well, you know how often we use those. So, but yeah, it's helpful. I mean, I know we can do this for eat, but I think for a child, especially a young child, there's more reinforcement if you have an actual physical prop. I mean, there is the TPR, but there's, you know, the mind connection between using multiple senses. So anyway. And,
I have a few that bring their own props. I mean, like in Peru, I've had them have eggs and potatoes, and I've had them have their own props. And I'm thinking, you know, then that parent has done their pre-class work with them because they already have that with them.
Is the level 1 pre-class teacher Magdalene? Teacher, you know when they have their pre-class video? I think that teacher must be like Teacher Magdalene or something, because I have been called Teacher Magdalene from many level 1 students. I tried to look it up before here, so I didn't have to ask you guys, but I couldn't see a pre-class video.
I have one, I don't know either, but I have one little girl that always calls me Teacher Maggie. And then her mom will say, no, Paula. And so I wonder if that's not who it is.
I think in the video she says Maggie too. So I bet Magdalene is a teacher because I've been called it many times.
Yeah, I've been called it some.
That's
Teacher
funny.
Maggie. Yeah, she's the one. She has brown hair. And doesn't she do the voice dance moves in the little jumpsuit?
The onesie, right?
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who she is. Yes.
Yeah.
I think she's Eric Chong's girlfriend, right?
I saw her in a video with him once. It looked like it. They're either living together or
I think there's a bunch of them that share a spot there.
I don't know. It seemed like they were kind of chummy.
Oh, funny. We're not starting rumors here, people.
VIP kid. We've gotta have some social, you know.
We'll go to Cindy's channel for some rumors.
Let's go back to China.
Please. Sorry in the chat. We've lost 4.
Sorry, guys.
Yes, to China.
Noodles. Do you guys use, this is just yarn for noodles.
Oh, good one.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I need to get some chopsticks.
Oh, I have.
Oh, yeah. Chopsticks.
I need
chopsticks. I wonder where I've done with mine.
And then here's the cheapest rock, paper, scissors. Here it is.
Yeah.
So, and the funnest thing I do with when I play with the kids, I actually cut the paper on the screen. Like, watch how fun that is.
Yes.
And pieces fly around and they think that's hilarious. And the more crazy I cut, and I'm like, face is like, whoa, they think that's the best ever. So that's the way to make rock, paper, scissors fun.
Is rock,
like,
paper, scissors in China?
Oh, that's so
Yes.
cute, Mary.
Yes, it is.
I
Oh,
looked up
there's
the
the
games
hand.
today.
Oh, I love that, Marianne.
Yeah, this is rock, paper, scissors, because most of the kids don't know that game or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like at least a fun, just to teach them the words, if nothing else.
I don't even
And-
really get it. I'm sorry.
They don't.
I
They
don't.
don't.
Get it either.
You don't get it.
I've had a few parents who know
pretend.
how to play.
Mhm.
It's actually
Yeah.
like a television show where they have like a battle and they come and they play rock paper scissors. So it is part of their culture that a lot of kids would know and recognize, but maybe the way we're introducing it they're not understanding. But if the parent is sitting next to them when you teach that and you ask them to play, I teach it simple. I say 1, 2, 3, and then I have them show it and I hold it up, and then we say we win. So it makes it really easy, like without saying Rochambeau or whatever, however you sing the song, rock, paper, scissors. I just do 1, 2, 3, and then we show the symbol, and then whoever wins, and then we all, you win. That's all. I mean, because unless the parent really helps them to understand the concept of how to play, it's really tough.
Hey, Amanda Panda, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could you, when you need an extra idea for a video for your YouTube channel, would you mind making a YouTube video for us showing us how you teach rock, paper, scissors? Because that's one of the hardest concepts for not just me, but a lot of people. And that way, whenever people ask me about rock, paper, scissors, I can just be like, Amanda Panda made the best video about that. Let me give you
I
the
will.
link.
And knuckle bones.
And
That
you
one-
know what, also tic-tac-toe, like how to get kids to understand tic-tac-toe. That would be great to like, what are the simple words, like what, and how to make tic-tac-toe educational so that you're not just playing a game with them. Because I play it with numbers with kids. I play it with vocabulary words, but how do you get the little ones to understand? That's a great idea, Evelyn. I'll work on that.
And every time I teach the tic-tac-toe lessons, I send in on the slides review where it says to review the slides. I put on there that I don't like that they call it a cross instead of an X. And so I do that every single time I do that, because I think eventually they're going to get that, because it's not a cross, it's an X.
Right.
And so we're confusing those poor babies.
Yeah, I agree
Y'all
with
start
that.
thinking about that when you do that lesson.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because, and you're teaching the letter X later on. You're like, no,
Yeah.
really, it's an X. Like,
Yeah.
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 X's and
Yeah.
O's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
idea, Paula.
when we teach the kids true and false in their classroom, they learn this as tick.
Right. Yeah.
That's what they say when it's true and false on the upper levels, and we're teaching this check mark, they say tick. And then for cross, they say cross. Because I have a level 2 end of the unit, and I just did true and false with her, or now she's on to level 3. She said tick and cross. So in their English classes that they're being taught, that's what the teachers are teaching them. So just a heads up.
But in English, it's not a cross.
I know, but
Right.
that's their familiar. That's what word they're being taught.
Right.
So,
Yes.
That's what they're bringing to our class, and why it's taught cross in VIP Kid.
See, Karen ordered the panda puppet.
Woohoo! Too bad I don't
Karen.
get a kickback.
Oh yes, you should have used my Amazon link. Oh.
I have this on a stand right beside my computer because it is my go-to puppet. So.
Oh, he's just so cute. I want to hold him. Okay, guys. So we've talked about oh my goodness, we've talked about all kinds of things.
But that's the
What's the
point
game?
of inviting all of us here, is because we have awesome conversations.
Yes, and I tell you, really, I think that's why these have been getting longer and longer, because we just all talk and miss talking and hanging out.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
because my boys, I have 2 boys, 20 and 24, and then my husband. So I have men everywhere. And they don't get the VIP kid life.
right?
They don't want to hear about it. My husband's
boy-
like,
21 and got married a couple weeks ago.
Did you order it, Marianne?
oh wow.
Okay, everybody, stop
Marianne,
ordering the puppet until
how
one of us can
many
put our link.
pandas do
I
you
have a
know?
link, but I don't know how to use it.
Let me
have a
post
link. I
my
have to
link.
figure it out.
These collaborations might get too expensive for me to go to.
Right? I told you every time I have a
I
collaboration
think Evelyn's
or a
gonna make
teacher
her
interview.
own. Just wait.
Yeah, she's gonna
Evelyn's
start.
gonna
All
be like,
I have to do is put him inside of a green tube. I can just get
yeah.
green paper.
A
Right
wipes
there.
container. A wipes container.
There you
Or
go.
Cut off the
Pringles,
bottom.
or a
Yeah.
Pringles container.
Done.
If you have
Yeah,
a smaller
Pringles
one.
might be
I
too
want to
little.
show you storage. How do you store props for level 1? So
Great.
this is my way. I was a level 1 only teacher for my first 100 days.
Oh
So
wow.
I taught a ton of level 1 classes. And so what I do is I keep them in dollar shoe boxes with lids, and all the levels stack like this.
Wow. Nice.
These labels are on my blog,
awesome.
amandapandateacher.blogspot or .wordpress.com, and you can print these for free. And so what I do is I keep, because level 1 is so prop and 2D, all my props and 2D in one place. And so I have 12 of these stackables already, and all I do for China is pull out China, and it's got everything. The
Yeah.
rock,
Wow,
the
that's
scissors, the
awesome.
noodles, all in one spot. So
Love
that's what I suggest to people, is build the storage and then fill as you go. There's Paula. She has like a file
Mine's
folder.
a 2D
Mine's-
one. I do have some of my 3D that will fit in here. And so I do have them in baggies though inside it, so that their little pieces are not lost
I'm a
inside
minimalist.
the bottom of the pocket. You can just pull it all right out.
And
But
then the
I
bin.
don't necessarily put my 3D all together because I overlap so many of my 3D things that. But this is a very easy. I keep it right beside me. So
Mine's the same way, Paula. Except I have these drawers, and 1 through 6 is in one drawer, the file folders, and 7 through 12 are in another.
Okay, well, I saw
Let
that
us know in
idea.
Sorry,
So
let
I
us know
saw
in the
that-
chat box. Let us know how you organize your level 1s. I want to just get back really quick to what they're saying, because it's before we move on.
Sure.
Laura said she always tells parents that it is an X, not a cross. The parents have always been great about it. Thank you, Laura, for putting it in caps too, so I didn't miss it. Let's see. You can tic-tac-toe education by using vocabulary words. I heard it was the British way. Any truth to that?
Oh, cross maybe. Is
that could
Oh,
be.
maybe.
I
Just
was
like the
thinking that,
WC.
but I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Elizabeth Church,
Water
nice to see
closet.
you. She just got finger puppets. She ordered from China, of course.
The rock paper scissors finger puppets.
Kasie said, I just converted a level 1 trial student, and now they booked her for 5 classes. That's never happened.
Yay!
So she'll be seeing lots of China soon. Yay!
Yay.
Laura said, I show them a crosswalk on a street, a cross perpendicular, and then an X, not perpendicular.
And I was going to tell Elizabeth on her finger puppets. I don't know if she, wants to, but I hot glued popsicle sticks in mine.
Yes.
Because they're so much easier to grab, and you don't have to worry about putting your finger in them. And so they're quicker. So all of my finger puppets have.
Cute.
So yes.
I was thinking when Marianne had hers on, I'm like, I wonder if her fingers get sweaty in those plastic
No,
things.
these, I'm like Paula, because I use these for every class.
Yes.
Yes, they are very nice. And yeah.
And then mine are they're in a little thing right here where I have styrofoam in the bottom.
Oh yeah.
And I just stick them in the styrofoam. Yeah, I've used it enough. You can't really do it anymore.
Kasie, you could use little rocks too. Or rice.
And rice. I used rice before I changed to a different container. So rice.
Yeah.
I add popsicle sticks
Ice is
and
messy.
googly eyes. So
And googly eyes.
I love your googly eyes.
Thank you.
I was going to say I bought, I just recently purchased, it's Kennison's Creations. She is on Teachers Pay Teachers, and she has all the levels. You can buy a group package. And what's cool is as updates come, you get the updates for free. And I started doing what Amanda did by country, but I have a tall desk, and I didn't buy, I already had 4 of these containers. I keep all my level 1 stuff right within reach. And so I've got whatever, every prop, but in 4 different drawers. For me, it works. Everybody has to find what works for them. But since I have enough regular students, like we know when you first start teaching and you're like, you don't want to leave the camera and you want to stay focused.
I'm still
and now
like
I'm like, hold on, I got something.
Yeah, I'm like that too. Just a minute. I ready to go get it. So
I have
not me. I'm scared. I'm like,
I have a level, well, he's level 2 now, but he was my level 1 student. And one day he came to, his name's Iron Man. And he came to class. He came to class with a Captain America mask. I'm like, hold on. So I went and got mine, and we taught the whole class like this. And, once you get to, I think once you establish a relationship, the parents don't mind if you run and get something if it's close
I
by.
think I think that you're absolutely right.
Or drink water.
Yeah.
They don't
Well,
care
and those
after their
little
regular.
guys, because I usually have a water cup right here, but right now I have my Diet Coke. Sorry about that. But I usually have a water cup because they have water bottles and stuff, and so many of them will be drinking it, and they'll start drinking, and mom or somebody might be going, they're kind of, and I'll start drinking, and I'll go, let's drink.
And you're like,
Yay! I'm like, yes, and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, drink. So
I told you, they ask me if this is beer all the time.
Oh,
Water. Drinking beer at 5 in the morning. 4 in the morning. I don't start that early. No.
Well, I heard in Kristen's classroom that you're not supposed to drink beer during class.
Right? You might get a letter about it.
Or smoke.
Or smoke.
Okay, so Candy said, wow, it's like prop Hunger Games. And she's sitting there, sitting there quietly with my 3 small boxes of.
I got this. I'm good.
We all started small, and then it just
have
kept growing.
Resilient.
Actually, I buy a lot of things, but all of this was from my kindergarten classroom.
Well, and that was mine because I used to teach pre-K and kindergarten and Head Start and all of that. So I have had so much of this already.
Right.
And mine are in rollaway carts.
Wow.
Because I'm in my utility room. So I roll it out, and then to get ready for class, and then I have to roll it back, after class. So
I'm still working on my classroom. I'm taking a week off in a couple of weeks, and I'm hoping to finish. But one of my friend's husbands put up this.
Cool.
Pegboard.
Look at Amanda.
So my daughter painted it. And then my friend's husband put it up, and it's nice because everything's right there. And I got these little containers from Hobby Lobby, and then I can hang on my.
Oh boy.
Amanda's like mind blown.
I don't have that. I need that.
Okay, wait.
So it's very helpful because it's like you can see everything as you're teaching, and I don't know, it's $20 for like a piece of pegboard. It's really cheap at Home Depot or whatever. But what I was going to say was, I got these on the Facebook marketplace or whatever. I washed them really good though. But anyway, I've been using these for months, and these are really good, I think, with lower level kids when they're learning the letters, because when you write on the white screen, and they can't tell what you're doing until you release the pen or whatever. Right. So you can show them down, down, across, down, down, across. And I hear the parents repeating, and I try to use very simple, it's not how you might teach a student in your classroom, but they need very simple terminology. And I love these big letters because then you can also show, smaller letter. Okay, this is B, but you get the idea. Big, small. And I think too, sometimes the more outlandish the props, the better they're going to remember it too.
Yeah.
Because if you think of like mnemonics, where you read a silly story, but you remember it because it's so outrageous. And I think the same thing with props, especially with little ones. So I have the alphabet and I have numbers too. And but anyway.
That's where I do have those from my kindergarten class. But I will say we did use things like that in kindergarten. I even have the big A's with like a racetrack, and they would use a car to drive the letters to practice the strokes of all the letters. So
Oh, I love that.
I think
I'll send you some stuff for your babies. I have
Notes, taking notes.
this is so off, sorry, but Evelyn, remind me to give you kindergarten.
Okay.
It's a set about gardening for little kids.
Oh.
There's fun stories and stuff to go with it. Amanda?
Oh, I was going to say, I think one of the things missing in level 1 is the practice of the writing of letters.
I do.
So I
too.
add that in, and I have this from my kid when he was little. It's Leapfrog Printing Dry Erase. So it's well loved, can you tell? So all letters, when I teach, I show it up to the camera and I write and they write. And then I write A, they write A. So when those letters, where we're learning the individual letters, all over the white space, I have the kid practice writing letters.
Yes.
So important, and it's not enough in VIP Kid level 1. So
yeah, agree.
Yeah, on the blank slide, sorry to interrupt, not meaning to. On the blank slide on level 1, like it's like the blank slide right before the ending song. Always like whatever letters we learned in that lesson, I'll draw a line in the middle of the page, and at the top I'll write the letters, and I'll say big A, small a, and I'll say you write, and I'll get them to write it at the bottom, and then I give them their last star right before we sing our final song. So
that's great.
And something new, we have yellow color now, but when I was a level 1 only teacher, we only had red. What we do I wasn't a kindergarten teacher, but what kindergarten teachers do is they highlight with a highlighter and have the kid trace over. So I will switch to the red pen and write the letter and have the kid write over the letter over mine, especially if they're really small. And that just gives them a tracing way to write. So I train some of my regulars who are really young to do that highlighter kind of feel. I can do that with the yellow pen now in VIP Kids. So
and another thing that I extend with them too on is is writing their English name.
Yep, me
on
too.
that blank slide, and I've had a lot of parents come back and say thank you for doing that and stuff with them, because that's about the only time they probably use their English name is with VIP Kid.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
I do that on the sorry.
No, go for it.
That on the final slide, like after we sing and say goodbye, and then sometimes there's a blank slide, I'll write a big heart and I'll write their name in it. And if they've taken a few classes with me, then they'll start to write their name too. So yeah.
Kelly Tag said Morgan has a video about extending level 2 by writing. So that's pretty neat.
Yes.
I do want to ask you all for a favor. If you haven't seen my letter sound video, please go and watch it and let me know what you think. Because
I have to.
I think most of you have, because I've asked for feedback, but I am crazy about these letter sounds. The only one I've been talked to about is R. I think my R in there is okay, but it's kind of debatable. So, but if you or anybody in the chat box, check that one out and ask and let me know what you think. I'm a stickler for those sounds. And if you're a new teacher to VIP Kid and maybe you don't have a background in checking, I would suggest taking a look at that. Whether it's mine or somebody else's is fine. But I just think that saying "ma" and "na" is just,
raw.
It's not the correct sounds. And I know they've been taught that wrong from other teachers that just didn't know.
Or from their parents who don't know.
Right.
I have a little guy right now that he just he's one of mine that just graduated to level 2, and he's ending everything with and when I can't break it because it's so hard to explain to them in language that they're going to understand. I have used Missy's thing about apple, I've used lots of different things, but mom and dad do it, so to him it sounds right.
So you probably do this, but just in case somebody's watching that hasn't, I do "ma" or
And
you know what I mean? And I show them it's not
he's not mature enough to understand that. And I have done it to when Dad has been in class, because Dad would understand that he understands English better than Mom does.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even get Dad to understand it. So
I think
I'm
if you
just
push it
kind of
enough.
lost. And I keep doing it, and I keep
Yeah.
writing it in feedback. He keeps adding the you know, and I keep leaving it for LPs, and I keep thinking, okay, eventually it's got to soak in.
Yeah. Even in the higher levels, a lot of them add that at the
Yes.
end.
Yes.
It's just been taught. It's habitual.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
good. Marianne, were you going to show something? Looks like you had something ready to show.
I was just going to say, if you have some level ones, even though they just begin, if they're fairly advanced, when you do the assessment, I've done this with several, not all of them. So, you know, you have the number cards, and, you know, in the assessment, when they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, well, after they get finished with 1, you know, you press the button, hooray, or whatever they say. And I usually spell it out with them, and I hold this up and I'll write O-N-E and have them do it, because once they get to level 2, you know, they're starting to learn the standard form and the word form of numbers. So it's kind of a good practice for them. That's all I was going to say. But also, if you're having trouble making your assessment last longer, it's also a good time killer. You know, you can show 4 of them, and then it helps them learn the letters. It also helps you as a teacher, and you can hear what letters they might be saying incorrectly or need help with. So
Oh, Kelly, is that, I think somebody asked for the video on that. Thank you, Kelly. I think she's got it for me.
I know on the Kasie, I think also on the VIP Kid website, they have a video that talks about the letter sounds also.
I need to listen to that again. I think I've listened to it before.
There's I have to find her. There's a really good YouTuber. She's not in our VIP Kid YouTube Facebook group. She sings, or she teaches all the sounds and all the proper way to say it. She's amazing. This is how I get rid of the I hold up a flashcard and I rip the end off and I say Mike. So take away the Mike.
Yes, and I with my older ones, all of that works, but with this one, because he's not really mature enough for level 2. He's just already, I mean, I've had him since the big China in level 1, so he's been through all the level 1s, and so mature, you know, lengthwise or class-wise, he's in level 2, but maturity-wise and where he's actually at, he's not ready for level 2, and Mom and Dad aren't really in the position to help. So it's just a struggle that we will get through. I will get it. I will get it. I will persevere on.
You will. I'm sure you will. And then you need to let us know when you do.
Yeah, what worked?
Yeah. I've taught the same level 3 regular from 3, 4, and now into 5, and the V sound, the V sound, instead it's saying wa. I think I have corrected him 100 times. Like, we've had that many classes, and really, like, once it's trained in the way they speak and the sounds they say, it is really hard to get rid of. And so that's why so little tiny level 1s, it's so important that we're giving them that foundation with the correct sounds. So yeah, new teachers, you got to go watch that video or watch a video on the correct phonics sounds. It's so important because you want to build that foundation for the future.
Another video for sounds that I think is good is Zoophonics. It's songs. And I wish I would have known about it years ago in my class, but I just found out about it like the last 2 years that I taught kindergarten. Yeah, Cindy.
So Amanda, I have a student who she's level 1, but she speaks like amazing, like better than most kids her age in America. But today she had the V sound, and I did mention that in feedback to review, and we did go over it in class. And I know Melissa has the beaver thing, but what do you suggest, since can you train that out of them if they're at the point where they're actually fluent in speaking?
So for him, what I do is I look through the passage. I look through the passage and I find the words that I know he's going to say wrong, and I circle them before I have him read. The word very every time. Wary, wary. Oh, like, ah. So I circle it, and so that triggers his memory, and then he'll do it correctly.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's I prompt before, and then I use my V here, and and I really put my like, I can't get close up to my camera, but my mouth goes like raw big, and I'm like, and so I really exaggerate the sound, and I use the V here on my hand. So I've got that TPR and then my mouth. Really. And then pre-teaching, that's the key. So like with him, he's an older kid, he knows it. He just needs to be prompted to remember it. And so I pre-teach before and look for the ones that he's going to miss it on.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say,
Marianne?
Cindy. I was going to say, Cindy. Same thing. I have this. You know how you can make yourself big
Yeah.
in the classroom,
Right. Yeah.
and so I have a mirror, and I try to model it. I would be like, very well. I just learned. I don't know, few weeks ago, you can hold it up to them, and they're actually bigger, and then they can practice it. And I always put in feedback. Please have them practice in front of a mirror so they can see how their face should look, or mouth. Sorry, their mouth should look, and I don't know. I've had some success with that because, like you said, Paul, you might have to do it 100 more times before it finally clicks, you know, for him. But eventually they get it, and they're very, very aware of it. But yeah, it's kind of the same sounds. It's the V for W, and
That's even our 5-year-olds too. I mean, there is a little bit of a language barrier, but a lot of them come in with missing sounds and things.
Sure.
And especially if they're younger, it's easier to break the habit, I guess, obviously.
And really, when somebody like this child, she is very fluent, like you don't want to miss that, because that'll be like the only letter she can't say, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You know, and that wouldn't be good. So
And parents are paying big money for classes with us. And one of the things they want absolutely is proper pronunciation.
Yes.
If that is the number one thing that you've got to do, it's that. They're paying big bucks to have my way I sound to retrain their kid's mouth. And so if it took me 100 times to get the V sound, I'll do it 110. Like that's what parents are paying for. So
yeah.
She does have another teacher, I think. She's got like 2 teachers going. So I don't know, but I don't see in feedback like what the other teacher's actually doing. So hopefully they're noticing it too.
Amy, I thought it was a great idea with the mirror too. Yeah. Everyone's saying thank you for sharing all these ideas, and thank you for, letting them know about things upcoming. Guys, let's take a second to talk about anything specific to China. So at least we can say we did. I think we've done, but really, I think we've done an amazing job today on really important things that we haven't talked about.
And I think the beginning, knowing that this is the beginning of their journey, is really important to touch on these things, because it's not just about playing and having fun and being silly, it's there is an underlying reason why we're
and
doing
I think
it.
that needs to come into your parent feedback also with these first level 1 students, is because a lot of times I will say something in parent feedback and explain to them, I know so-and-so had a hard time saying the V sound today. This is, and I'll put in capital letters, very normal, and we will continue to work on it.
Yes.
Because I want them to know that this is not just your child. This is
true.
something
that's true.
And so I'm giving them what my expectations are as a teacher, and not necessarily what their expectations as a parent. So it may be a little bit different. And sometimes I will even write in there, VIP kid is asking your child to only, because over there where it talks about our tips and what our objective is, it's not sometimes what the parents are expecting. And so I'll put it back on VIP kid. They're expecting your child to do this, and that's what we're working on.
Good. Elizabeth, you can find us here every Monday at 2:00 Central, 2:10 if my computer decides it needs to be restarted for no reason at all. But yes, we've been doing these on Mondays, and you never know whose face is going to show up. There's a group of us that continue to come here every Monday. So love it. All right. What do you guys think?
I'm not sure we did China very well.
Yeah, we did. We did China.
Say
You know,
hi
I
to
can't
did a
even,
great job.
We
I can't think of-
hi to China.
I think we did a great job because we had some seasoned people that really brought out some really good points. Thank you for coming, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
If you have questions about China specifically, not the country, but the lesson, put them in the chat box and we will hit those questions up right now. So if you are here for those, please type them in and let us know. Go to what? Elizabeth, I'm not sure. I know I might have missed something, but how to find out. Future chats are on my channel where you are now. We do try to put the link everywhere in Facebook, but if you don't see the link, you can just go to my channel and whichever little slot says live, that's where we are at the time. So
VIP Kid Teacher Kasie.
oh, thanks. See, I always forget stuff like that.
Kasie.
Kasie. Yes, that's me. Amy Lou said yes, yes, yes. Put it back on VIP Kid.
Yes.
Oh, and Teacher Kelly. Yeah, Teacher Kelly's chat. Kelly is saying her chats are on Tuesdays on her channel. So most of us here have YouTube channels, Elizabeth, and we go live at different times. Let's see, Evelyn and Cindy and I go live specifically at certain times. You guys want to let them know?
Thursday mornings for me. After class.
I was gonna say, hit the bell for Evelyn. She's got all different kinds of times. We just jump on when we can.
Let's jump in.
Yeah.
On Saturday
Cindy,
morning.
Saturday morning,
9:15
Eastern. It's great because it's right after teaching and we can do our feedback. And I'm 0900, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 0, yes.
9 o'clock in the morning on Thursdays. Yeah, so you can find us there.
I wanted to say I just put in the chat the link for the synthetic phonics teacher. Her name is Teacher Amanda. Teacher Amanda something, but I put the link in the chat, the live chat, so it's there, and she's a really great resource.
And Amanda, did you tell them your blog again, the name of your blog? Somebody asked you that. Did you write it in there?
I did.
Okay.
I put it in the live chat, but I can put it in there again.
Well, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure it got answered.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I have to go to bed. I have to work.
Sorry.
Thank
No,
you.
that's okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
man.
There he
They're not
is.
usually this long. Amanda.
Yeah, that's okay. Bye, everyone.
Amanda, I don't think it's showing up in the chat because you're not. Here, let me make you a moderator and then you can.
Oh.
Okay, so I just made you the moderator of my channel, or one of the moderators, so you can add a link now.
I got
Okay.
on my Lee.
I don't see any questions about China in the chat. China's a lot of fun. Just
for China.
dance, sing, have fun with the kids. You are their first taste of VIP Kid. I think keep it interesting. The slides tell you exactly what the objectives are. You want to hit your objectives in a fun way. What do you guys want to add to that? What do you think? Anybody?
I agree.
And remember, like, it's okay if they don't speak the first few classes or the first few lot of classes.
Yeah.
If you get a hi teacher or a hello, like that's success. So like really when you're writing feedback to parents, if you're a new teacher to level 1, go and look at the certification center to what the expectations are for that level for the kid until you have some experience, because remember, these are brand new English learners. They are 4 years old and 3 years old. My goodness, they are tiny. So like remember that some of the sounds and the letters we're expecting them to say. Mongolia, what a hard word to say. Like so really remember that we're exposing them to English. We're getting them to have fun and enjoy. That's where all the props come in, but it's also not about them saying a sentence to you or being perfect pronunciation when they're this little. We want to correct everything and try our best, but know that they're not always going to speak to you and feel confident. It took I have a bigger kid, a level 4 regular. It took her 60 classes before she would feel like she could talk free to me and make mistakes, because in their classroom, when they go to lessons, they are sitting in rows in desks. they raise their hand, they don't call out. Their classrooms are not like our kindergarten classrooms. Like they toe the line and they follow. So they are trained from a very young age to be standing in a line, ready to listen. So that whole feel free to talk to my teacher in America takes time. So
Yeah.
give time.
I was
And there
gonna
is
say
a
that.
silent period in there. So
Yeah.
those younger ones go through a silent period where they are just gobbling up
And-
all of that information. They don't do a lot of the output at first, but they are just learning and listening.
Yeah, and as somebody who works with ESL kids all the time from all different levels and something, that silent period is not just young kids. It's anybody at any age, even adults who is starting to learn a new language. They will go through that silent period. And I always add that to my feedback. I always want that parent to know that today Max did not speak a lot to teacher Paula, but that is okay because I can tell that he's listening and learning. And I know he will on his own. Remember that when we first started learning our own home language or our own native language, we didn't start saying complete sentences to begin with. We started with sounds. And so I always add that in there so that the parent knows that even though they want them immediately to start speaking English, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Cindy?
I was gonna say too, we have to remember that, like, to us, after a while, we're used to the interaction, but for them, number one, the Chinese kids don't watch TV as much as even our kids, and number two, they might not understand right away that they're supposed to interact. You know, they, like you said, they sit quietly in school and they don't talk to the TV. So I think that's the biggest thing. When I do all levels. I do all the way from the pre-VIP to level 7. And I might be going from one to the other. And that's one thing I have to remember, especially with China, is that these kids are new and I pull back. I try to be really reserved in a way because I don't want to scare them off, you know? And so like, and we can go like this and just kind of like this, you know, because those are the ones that are just getting used to responding, you know?
Yeah, I think that's why they teach us to, you know, point to our mouth so our students for sure look, and then cup our ears so our students are encouraged to speak, especially with those first level. And then when those little ones that are hesitant to speak, the first time they speak, you get a star. The second time they speak, you get a panda or whatever. Start rewarding that, and then they're like, oh, okay, so she wants me to do this. This is good. Okay. You know, and then the next class, they'll be ready for it. They'll know the expectation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Really quick, rewards for level 1. You all have seen my 12. Well, I have some that have 9. For level 1s, I really do use 12, though, the 12 numbers, and just keep teaching them over and over. But there are some with 9. So now I need a drink. What do you guys, do you have a favorite reward, level 1?
No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
As I say, just don't drink beer during the collaboration.
And
I do pandas. So I give pandas on a little bamboo background.
That's cute.
So teaching them the vocabulary. Here's boy and girl if they're a little higher, level 1 level, to remember that and say. And then here's pandas on a little china background. From the Good Fortune box, I crafted these. These are panda stars. So I do reward. I use panda stars in this level. Yeah, I think a lot of them are into the toys. So in this level, like I'll use a lot of Paw Patrol, which I see in Cassie's background. I'll use a lot of Mickey Mouse, like a lot of characters, so much more toys. Yeah, Legos,
Hot Wheels,
Legos, yes.
dinosaurs.
yeah, Ultraman. Oh my goodness gracious. So it depends on if I see the kid's shirt and it has something on it, then I know for the next class that I will use the reward that will be on their shirt because that's like a key of what they like.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Great
what you
idea.
might see around them, like if they're in their room or something, and you see like My Little Pony or something, you can just use whatever you see around them that they might like.
Yes.
Mhm.
Dino's really
Do
popular.
any of you
Dress
use
dino.
Google Slides?
I do not use Google Slides.
I
I
use
use
them on my
Goog-
phone.
I
So
use
if
Google Slides, but not for rewards. Only for vocabulary.
I will use it for, it's not loading. Well, this is one I use. This wasn't level 1, but I do
That's
use
not.
Google Slides for not every time. Like this morning, I was like, I don't really feel like holding it up so many times, but if you have a student that talks a lot.
Actually, I did use it for a Frozen one the other day. My student loves Frozen, and I ran out because I've had her 63 times now.
This is one I used yesterday with my level 1.
Oh, yes.
And you can pick, do you want
Great.
1 or 2? And then you pick and get a prize. So those are fun too. I just do that kind of intermittently, not every single day.
Candy's got a great question here. She said, do you sometimes feel parents don't read feedback?
Amanda Panda has a good answer for that.
So parents have so many classes that they buy a bank of them all together. And so the class individual, they may not read the feedback for, but the unit assessments, they do. So if
Okay.
you're looking for getting feedback from parents in 5-Apple, it's a great place if they're your regular to ask. So every time I do a unit assessment, I write at the bottom, thank you for your class feedback. I enjoy hearing from parents. This was a great unit assessment, Teacher Amanda. And so that's my strategy to getting 5 apples is through the unit assessments. And so I think for level 1, like the play by play that a lot of people write in feedback, we learned this
Yeah.
for writing. What a waste of time. I don't do that. I do voice feedback on my phone. So I talk into the app and I do voice feedback and I write quick few sentences, sign Teacher Amanda and move on, because I know that those hours I spent doing very detailed feedback was not paid back in my regulars loving me. It's the good teaching that the parents care for. It's the kids who want to be in my class because I'm funny, and that's how I get them back. So that's my theory.
Amanda, I've started doing that too. That was my sign I was holding up. I just started doing that for UA, so
Awesome.
super excited. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Great. Love the Panda reward.
That's a good tip. Thank you.
Yep, that's a good, it's effective. It works. So that's the best time.
I've been doing that ever since you said that in that video and I was listening. I've been doing that. I ask for 5 apples whenever I teach a UA.
I just started that too. Yay. Okay, guys. Well, I don't see any more questions in the chat. Would you like to quickly let us know what you have upcoming? What's in the works for you, your channel, or your store? Paula? Oh, we can't hear you.
You're muted, Paula.
Yes, I am, because I was talking to my child. I have a YouTube of a class that I did with one of the new Voice of VIP kids. And it's with a regular that I see. I teach her 3 times a week, but one of them is always a voice, but it's one of the new Voice of VIP kids. It was a great lesson. She loved it, and I did record it, so I'll be doing that one. And I also have one coming up about how to use Find a Stars for beginning teachers and how I use Find a Stars with level 1 students even.
Great.
So, that's me.
Okay,
And
let's see. Amanda's in my.
Mine is just Paula Gross, but on it says practically Paula.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, perfect. Amanda, you're on my next.
In YouTube, I just did a video with organization tips. So not just this one, but lots of others. So that just hit YouTube. And then I am so proud. I'm finally working up to level 2 resources for the whole unit.
Good.
So I have level 1 done. So like in my Etsy shop, you can buy a downloadable with every prop I use, unit 1 through 12. And now I'm on to level 2. So here is apartment. They're going to be little popsicle sticks for the neighborhood unit.
Oh yeah.
They're so cute, perfect size, something I've just worked on and improved in my own props tools. So brand new, I've got this one. I've got animals, the unit 9 and 10 of level 2. So what I want to do is make them a downloadable so you can just print your own. I'm working towards that. But for right now, I'm crafting them and shipping them. So that's coming. A lot of people ask me, like, do you have level 2? And I'm working my way up. So it takes a long time because I want a resource that teachers really use and is usable. I don't want like junk that you just print and like, how am I going to use this? So these are tried and tested. I went through a whole unit with this kid before I even put it in my Etsy shop. So so I'm on the way, and now I've got like a good start. So I'm very proud.
Do you have a little deal for us? Can we use your code for
Of
those
course,
that
all
stayed
the
for 2
time.
hours?
All the time. More Panda 10 is a good code every time for 10% off anything. So
Great.
shop wide. So more Panda 10, anyone can have that code. There's
Great.
no limit on the code. The code is for everyone.
And I'll put that in the description box below. It's not an affiliate. It's just, it'll be there, but you gotta give me time. So, okay, Cindy.
My YouTube channel, Cindy Bennett 13. I'm live on Saturday mornings at 9:15 a.m. I do have a lot of iPad information kind of interwoven in my lives and in my I do some interviews because I'm copying Kasie, but it's
there's
fun.
plenty to
There's
go around.
100,000 teachers.
Plenty to go around.
And my last one was a teacher in Ecuador, and I met her through the iPad group, and we became friends. So that was really fun. And
cool.
I also am making teacher name tags out of vinyl. If you're interested in that, you can message me on Facebook. I'm thinking about doing some sort of a website type thing, but I don't know what I'm doing. So it might be a while. But if you just message me, I can make whatever you want pretty much within reason. I'll let you know what I can do.
Great.
So
But she's sticking to the rules and not doing VIP Kid logo.
Yeah.
But you can do the apples, right?
Some people say it's okay. Other people are like, you better not. So
I'm such a rule follower.
yeah.
Anything in the brand folder is the rule. So like if you have access to the brand folder that has the logos, it has the VIP Kid color with that banner on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's Dino. It's all the things that are VIP Kid, like their copyrighted images. That's the brand folder when you sign your contract that you don't copy. These are actually images that VIP Kid got, like free share images. So technically I don't own these images either. So I don't make a profit when I send these characters. But that's the rule. So yeah, anything with the VIP Kid logo or VIP Kid Dino, that's the and I think the new characters, they created those. So I bet you those you can't have anything with those on them.
Probably.
Maybe that's why the store is closed. They're adding to their store.
Probably.
Maybe. Yeah.
But I ordered a shirt even from VIP Kid, and the logo was way too low.
It is, yeah.
So I didn't like it.
Oh.
That's why I want to sell just the thing, and you can put it on however you want.
Yeah, I like it right up there. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Okay, Miss Evelyn Joy.
Hi, so I'm a mama of 4 little ones, so I do a bunch of stuff. Half a second, this little guy.
Oh, are you picking up the baby?
I woke up. Okay, so on my channel, I do a bunch of stuff because I just kind of view YouTube as my social media. I'm not monetized, so I do what I want on my channel. So I've been making low-income mamas cooking videos to help other stay-at-home moms that are trying to feed their families on a budget, and it's just easy to make, sharing ideas as I cook them. And I started my first ever garden, so I'm sharing what I'm doing as I get advice from Danny and stuff, so that other mamas that are starting their first garden can maybe take notes if I know what I'm doing. And I have teacher chats, and I paint pictures as I chat with teachers. And now that we're not allowed to go to church on Sundays, I do Bible studies on Sunday mornings. And I'm thinking some exercise videos are going to be coming soon because I need to get moving. So basically, I'm just sharing positivity on my channel to help others be happy during this difficult time. And, you know, I've got tons of videos I've made over time, just documenting my journey with VIP Kid and creative DIYs and ideas and rewards and all sorts of things. And sometimes I teach my kids and they beg me to do videos with me. So I'll show me teaching my 4-year-old how to write her name, or teaching my 5-year-old how to read, or, you know, talking about just doing the alphabet with my 2-year-old or whatever. So I do a little bit of everything, but it's an encouraging, fun channel to hang out on, so check it out. And I have the VIP Kid YouTubers, because I've been blessed with friends who are VIP Kid YouTubers. I made the group on Facebook to help facilitate other people making friends too. So, and you are doing that as well. Thank you, Kasie.
So I am Kasie Oswald, and I run the Collaboration Station Facebook group, which is kind of like these videos heading over there. If you have ideas for us that you'd like to see us collaborate on, please put it in the chat or go to Collaboration Station on Facebook. It's called VIP Kid Collaboration Station Unofficial. And let us know things you'd like to see for upcoming. Really quick, I want to thank Mindy. Mindy Danforth gave me the idea to bring on the Brick Girls to my channel. So they will be here. Is that tomorrow, the 14th?
Yes.
So he'll be here tomorrow. The daughter is a VIP Kid teacher, and they're both British. They are hilarious. I can't wait to have them on tomorrow. And then Mindy is Thursday. And then Rachel Schwinghammer, she is a special education teacher / VIP Kid teacher. So I'm super excited to have her on too, because you guys know I think my heart is in special education. The 18th is Paige's meetup. I just wanted to shout out Paige because she's doing an amazing job with these meetups, and they're VIP Kid, but they're not necessarily all VIP Kid talk. It's just teachers sharing ideas and just family life. I don't know. It's really nice. And the 23rd for my Meet the Rookie episode is my new friend, Michaela, who did the VIP Kid hiring process in like a week. This girl is such a go-getter. Let me tell you, she's like, I just sat there and kept pushing refresh until I got a slot. And I was like, okay, great. So
that's what I did when I got hired. I was in within a week.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I was too, but if it said no slots available, I wouldn't have sat there and did it. I would have just waited a day and waited again.
What do you wait for slots for? What's that?
Right now, VIP Kid does not have enough people to run the mock classes. So in order to get the mock class, you have to wait. But she said somebody must have canceled or something, because she just sat there pushing refresh and got a slot. So yeah.
There's so many people looking to be hired.
Kasie, where do I get your dates and times?
I'm so excited. I've been enjoying being booked and not having to stress out.
Yeah, so, I feel very fortunate too.
Feeling.
Yes, we are so blessed to have a work from home job that we don't have to risk our lives to make a paycheck, right?
Yeah, actually I had 2 openings tonight, and I was going to open short notice. I'm like, forget it. I just closed them up. I'm like, I'm taking the night off.
Kelly, who do you want as a referral? My Michaela? Because she's a go-getter. Maybe that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Elizabeth, I will put the all of our days and times underneath for when we go live. It's kind of a general thing. Cindy's really good about her day and time. Kelly's really good about it. And
Evelyn I don't go live. I just have videos.
Yeah, but you're good at editing. You saw I just finished my first edited video, so
I like the editing.
All day long, guys. I worked on that.
Yeah, it takes a long time. I made a 1-minute trailer just for my iPad group.
Yeah.
And it took me a couple hours.
Yeah.
And all you do is add the pictures. I didn't do the music. It's just a template.
I didn't know you had to keep splitting them to add words.
Oh,
I can't just type in text. I had to keep splitting where I wanted it split. So like Amanda Panda's name comes up and Evelyn's name comes up, but they all had to be like split Amanda's, like her part there and then Evelyn. So It's just a work in
No, it
progress.
takes a
So.
long time.
Can
And learning
I
how to do it.
say something real quick?
Of
I've
course.
noticed that YouTube, a lot of them are working remotely, and a lot of things are done by bots right now lately too. So for those of you who are YouTubers, when you do a live video, it used to be it would be processing for 30 minutes and then it would post. But now when you do a live video, it will process for about 24 hours before it posts.
Really?
Oh, and then also I had one of my videos. I was in the middle of a live with my kids and it said live was stopped because of a copyright strike. And all I did was draw a cartoon character and
don't say it.
Character's name. I'm not gonna say it, it'll happen right now.
No.
But I have the power.
Don't you do it.
So then I started the second video, and later I requested that it be reviewed, and they posted my video, but it got cut off after 4 minutes because of that. But anyway.
Well, mine got taken down, but I think mine was for good reason. No one has ever told me what those words were in the chat, but I hear they weren't nice.
Oh, people were saying not
my
nice.
Nancy Taylor one. They took that video down, and I had to get it reviewed, and they will not enable that chat, so I have no idea what was said. And Kelly just said they weren't being nice.
Oh, I was just listening. I wasn't keeping up with
it. Was bad, Amanda?
I didn't see the chat, but that's terrible.
No, somebody in one of Evelyn's was said something not nice in a different language or something.
And I didn't know that was Evelyn's the one that had to tell us that it wasn't nice. I didn't even know. I think you took it down though, Paula.
I took it down. I know a little bit, and so I could tell that it wasn't what it needed to be, and so yeah.
Oh, I just said somebody's talking in another language, and what I said was that it's not my husband, because my husband, he's on YouTube as his name's in Hebrew, but his name's David Israel. But I have him as a moderator, so if he pops up, you guys know.
But you're talking about today. There was one a couple of days ago.
One a couple of days ago that we were in,
Oh, yeah.
Really quick, if you don't know what we're talking about, we have moderators in our group, and I never knew what we really needed them for, but now I do. Now that people are starting to comment mean stuff. People jump in your chats and start talking nasty and rude. So we have friends that will take care of that for us.
I've even had trolls pop up when I'm literally just making a live video, just me, and I have like one person watching and talking to me. Then I'll have some creepo come up and say something weird, and we have to block them. So
so that's what we're talking about. So, okay, guys. Hey, there's a few new friends in the chat. If you don't mind giving this a thumbs up. Yes, I'm going to say it. I know some people say not to, but please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we all go live, or when I go live with them.
Yay.
All right, everybody. Thank you. I cannot believe we have been here for 2 hours.
I was just so glad to talk to other ladies. Thank y'all very much.
I think we're lonely. All this social distancing, we need people.
I gotta go got a big order for masks. So
oh, good.
I love that you guys can do that. That is a service
I hate that I have
provide.
to make them though. I'm like in denial. I don't want to have to make them. I'm like, is it over yet? Is it over yet?
Yeah. But you're doing such a great thing.
That's all.
What?
You're sewing something nice for a friend. That's all you're doing.
You are keeping people safe.
I know. I just watched a video and the doctor said they do nothing to help us. The fabric masks, but
if nothing else, Cindy, it makes people around you feel better too.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've seen doctors on YouTube say that it's a reminder not to touch your face.
Yeah.
I need one just so I stop touching my face. I'm always touching my face.
And we don't want to pick our noses anymore. It's like
I started this habit at 2 years old and I'm going to stop it today.
It's from
I'm tired of seeing people out in public picking their nose. It's over.
Oh. We need to start making them for kids. We're not gonna call them masks. We're gonna call them like nose picking preventers.
Like this.
Yes, a Band-Aid strip.
Yes.
Put on your nostrils.
Yes.
All right, guys, we gotta go.
Bye.
Thank you all so much.
You
Bye.
can pick your friends, but don't pick your nose. Bye.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Goodbye.
You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
That's right.
Yeah, that was my dad's favorite saying, so I'm glad you said
Don't
that.
say that thing.
Oh my goodness. I gotta tell you, my mom's thing is, I see your hiney, it's very shiny. If you don't hide it, I'm gonna bite it. I used to run around the house like that. Okay.
Ah,
Bye.
let's go on that one. Bye.
I don't even have my mouse. Bye, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you had fun with us. And I cannot believe you stayed this long. Thank you. Bye.